Hey everybody, and welcome to yet another day of playing Star Trek Online. Today I will be working on my Inquiry Battlecruiser build. For those of you that don't know, the Inquiry Battlecruiser is a ship featured in Star Trek Picard Season 1. It is the ship that you see at the end that is being captained by William Riker. So, let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is start going over the build here. So it looks like we've also got some endeavors we can get done. It'll give us a nice opportunity to test some stuff that we are working on. So let's make sure we don't have any ship damage here. Looks like we're good. So let's go ahead and beam up to the ship. So my standard loadout for this ship is going to use the Dark Matter Quantum Torpedo Launcher, which is a weapon that you can acquire from the Discovery Legends Reputation. The second forward weapon is the Phaser Wide Angle Dual Heavy Beam Bank, which can also be acquired from Discovery Legends Reputation. And this is one of the hardest hitting phasers I've used. It is very nice. It has a 135-degree firing arc, and it hits very hard, especially with beam overload. The last three slots are being populated by sensor-linked phaser dual beam banks, and these are also some of the hardest hitting phasers in the game, and are some of my favorites after the advanced and pulse phasers. The deflector is a colony deflector rolled for Cold Crit, EPS, hull cap, hull cap, and shield cap. Only reason I use this one is because it gives me a nice little boost to my total amount of hull and my shields. Nice for staying alive. I am using the prevailing and nerve rated impulse engines, which can be acquired from the competitive reputation. And I use these because whenever you activate a firing mode bridge ability, like Cannon Scatter Volley, Torpedo Spread, or Beam Overload in this case, it will give you a plus 350% boost to flight speed, a plus 350% boost to flight turn rate, and will add to your defense rating. Very nice for getting out of a tough situation quickly. The Warp Core will also add to the Disco Space set I'm using, the Mycelial Harmonic Matter Antimatter Warp Core. This is from the Discovery Legends Reputation. And finally, the shield, Tilly's Review Pending Modified Shield, which can also be acquired from the same reputation. For my rear weapons, I am using the Omnidirectional Covert Phaser Beam Array. It's a pretty nice Omni. I have been after a sensor-linked Omni to replace this one, but in the meantime, this one will do just nicely. I'm using the Advanced Inhibiting Phaser Omnidirectional Beam Array to get the two-piece set from the Gamma reputation, and lastly, a sensor-linked phaser turret. Devices are pretty straightforward. Temporal Negotiator, this comes from one of the recruitment events, I believe it is the Delta Recruit. The Red Matter Capacitor, which you can acquire from Phoenix prizes. Some energy amplifiers, which will increase your energy weapon damage. And the Kobayashi Maru Transponder. Let's move on to consoles now. We have the Ordnance Accelerator, the second piece from the Gamma reputation. Gives a nice boost to phaser directed energy weapon damage and projectile weapon damage. The Ultimate Modified Swarm Processor, I personally use it for the critical chance and the accuracy rating boost. And let's open up the stats here. My resting accuracy rating is at 71.3. For the engineering consoles, I'm using the two-piece set with the Avenger console and the console that comes off of this ship. Together, they give a Cat 1 bonus to phaser damage, and they're moderately fun, just active abilities to use. Next, we have the 0-point energy converter. I use this one for its critical chance boost and the power to all subsystems bonus. Next is the Tachyokinetic converter. This one comes from the Lobby store, and it gives very nice boost to critical severity and critical chance. I highly recommend this console for basically any build you're going to be working on, especially if you're going to run a science ship too. having that control expertise is very useful. Next we have binaural infusion circuits. This also comes from the Lobi store. Gives you a nice boost to your hull capacity and your control expertise, and has a very moderate boost to your critical severity. Next we have the assimilated module. This comes from the Omega reputation. Nice boost to critical chance, critical severity, some more weapon power, your damage control, and control expertise. Domino, a very, very nice console. It comes off of the Bajoran Interceptor, which was an event ship a few years ago and now can be purchased through the Phoenix store for one of the Epic tokens. And finally, the tactical consoles. We have Lorca's custom fire controls for the critical chance, the weapon power setting, and the shield penetration. A vulnerability exploiter for phaser, and 2 locators for phaser. So, see the crit chance numbers here, 47.1, and the crit severity sitting at 214%. Now, one thing I changed from my last stream was getting Ruin of Our Enemies. It is an expensive trait. I've just been testing it out, but it's pretty straightforward. When you defeat a foe, you get a plus 2% bonus to all damage for 30 seconds, and the real benefit is that that timer will reset every time you defeat an enemy, and every 5th defeat will give you minus 15% to recharge time for bridge officer abilities. So, the important thing to note about this trait is that you have to take credit for the kill. If it's an assist, it will not reset the timer, and you will not get the bonus damage on it. So, let's hop into Swarm and see how this build does. Since we have to destroy Herc frigates, that would definitely be one of the best things to run right now. Let's run it on Advanced and see if we can get a pop quickly. Well, let's play around and see what sort of mobility we have with this ship. It's obviously not one of the fastest turning or fastest moving ships, but it is more than capable of getting around. Alright, looks like we have a pop for Swarm, and here we go.
The Herc are about to overrun this planet, and time is a factor. Several Jem'Hadar ships have been disabled by the Herc. Give them a power boost to bring them back online. Be wary. Herc scouts are searching the system for easy prey. Work.
Alright, let's see what we got on our team here. Looks like we have a Cardassian ship. We have the Orion ship, a Constitution class, and one of the adapted battle cruisers. Nice mix of ships here. So let's see how this goes. Start buffing up some of our weapons here.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Alright. We are able to clear out all these ships in the middle here pretty easily.
Warning, ship is under attack. Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Nice. So we've got those ships taken care of. And now let's move on to sending power to some of these disabled Jem'Hadar ships. So this is actually a nice endeavor because we can also see how many kills specifically I've gotten. And right now it registers as 8. So that's the important thing to remember about this trait. Even if I do a lot of the damage, if I don't actually get the kill for it, it won't count. Those last few were all very good. I went from 8 to 15, so I was able to kill 7 more. which means I got 7 stacks of Ruin of Our Enemies, which overall just gave me a 14% boost to my damage.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Satellite is back online. It will launch tractor mines against the Hurk ships.
Target's shields have failed. Target's shields have failed.
The last of the refugee. Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Head to escape route Beta. Protect the
Warning.
refugee ships.
Ship is under attack.
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
Target's shields have failed.
Hurk dreadnought on sensors. Be careful.
Target's shields have failed. Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Hurk ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there.
Target's shields have failed.
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
shields have failed.
We're speeding up the evacuation. All lanes will be
Alright,
utilized now.
well, we're almost done with the
Head to escape route Beta.
red
Protect
endeavor.
the refugee ships.
Let's see if we can get those last 20.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them. Herc ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Target's shields have failed.
Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships. Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
Target's shields have failed.
Herc ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there.
Target's shields have failed.
Looks like I only need 2 more swarmer kills to get the endeavor done. And I was able to complete it. Alright, awesome.
Target's shields have failed.
That's everyone. We did what we could. Hopefully the Hercs will...
And I think a test is in order of this new build, so let's try to put together an ISE here. Should be fun. So let's try to get together an ISE here. And we will be back in a bit when we've got this team together. Alright, and we're back here. We're still waiting on one person to go do an ISE. But in the meantime, let's look over some of the traits we're running on this particular outing. For space traits, we're running Good Day to Die, Adaptive Offense, Context is for Kings, Innocuous, Intelligence Agent Attaché, Terran Targeting Systems, Last Ditch Effort, Operative, and Superior Beam Training. For our starship traits, we are running Best Hope of the Empire, the trait off of the Legendary Galaxy class, The Ruin of Our Enemies, the new trait I am trying out today, Emergency Weapon Cycle, Preferential Targeting, Supercharged Weapons, and Super Weapon Ingenuity. And it looks like we've just about got everybody here that we need. So we should be able to get started in a moment here. Alright, looks like we're going to be getting started in a sec here. And away we go. Alright, here we go. ISE with the new setup. Let's see how it goes, everybody. This should be fun.
The situation is grim. All attempts to hail the starbase.
Hopefully we get a good run here. We're able to get some great numbers. Looks like we got a Huznok warship, Romulan science ship, a D7, and one of the new legendary, the legendary Giorgio. So, let's see how everything in this run goes. I need to be careful to activate my skills so I don't accidentally pull myself out of full impulse at the beginning. But let's go ahead and buff up what we can now.
We will add your technological and biological distinctiveness to our
Here we go.
Scanning the nanite transport. Guard.
Warning, ship is under attack. Four shields failing. Rear shields failing. Target's shields have failing.
The nanite probes can repair
4
the
shields
transport.
failing.
Stop them!
Rear shields failing. Right shields failing. Target's shields have failed. Hull integrity below 75%.
A probe is closing in on a transporter. Destroy it!
We on board. Surrender your vessel.
Target's shields have failed.
For assimilation.
Hull integrity below 75%.
Now, since we went in this without a tank, if you can't already tell, I am definitely taking some fire right now, but hopefully it won't be too much of an issue here.
A probe is closing in on a transporter. Destroy it!
Target's shields have failed.
You will be Borg.
Target's shields have failed. Hull integrity below 75%.
Alright, and we were able to get the gateway down. Now let's target this tactical cube.
Target's shields have failed.
Resistance is futile.
4 shields failing. Rear shields failing. Right shields failing. Left shields failing. Hull
And
integrity
we've
below
got it.
75%.
Alright, we were able to complete the run without losing anybody. And now let's load up the parse file and see how we did.
The
Ship
starbase
is under
are still
attack.
being disrupted. We will need to send an away team there to
4
look for
shields
survivors.
failing. Hull integrity below 50%.
Let's get my hull repaired here,
Hull integrity below 75%.
as I sat in the middle of that warp core breach. And let's go look at some of our loot. Alright, the parse loaded. This definitely was not one of my better runs, but I still think I did pretty well. Let's see. I did 270, it looks like. His registered a much lower number than what I did. And it looks like I had a max one hit of 387,000. So, that was a fun run. But, let's go ahead and take a break here for a little bit. And as always, thanks for watching. This is Endeavor, and remember to keep calm and game on.